Hey Taurus, welcome to your weekly forecast. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's listed as October 24th through the 30th, but you might stumble upon this video weeks, months, years after. It's all good. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to hear the messages. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective, therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. We're going to see what's coming up here for my dears and my darlings, my dear Taurus friends, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, and Taurus Rising. Move you all just a tad bit closer. First card coming up here for the collective is the Five of Cups. Now, I want you all to keep a couple of things in mind here. We do have an eclipse, a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio happening on the 25th. We also have a new moon happening on October 25th. And so this can be an energy that reveals truths or things coming to the surface. That being said, some of you may find out something about a person or situation. I'm feeling in this Five of Cups a feeling of disappointment, but yes, disappointment in something not going the way that you wanted, but I feel like you expected better from somebody. Or you expected something, you expected more from a person or from a situation. I feel this Five of Cups is like you're not only disappointed in the way something turned out, like in terms of expectation, but disappointed because you're like, I thought you were better than that, or I thought more of you. So I feel like somebody may be behaving in a way, or you may find out that someone behaved in a way that you feel is like kind of low vibrational or unethical or dishonest. So Taurus, I feel like you're like someone kind of let you down. Like you really thought that they were better than that kind of situation. Now with the Five of Cups does tell us that not all is lost, right? And I always kind of say we can pick up the cups now and we can fill them with whatever we want, right? Moving forward. So there could be a change in your plans because of this revelation. In fact, this may be revealed to you as a protection. Like your angels and guides are saying, Taurus, you're about to make this commitment here, or you're about to sacrifice for this person or situation, or you've been sacrificing for this person or situation, but now look, here's the truth, so that you can go do whatever you wanted to do or whatever you would prefer to do, and not sacrifice for somebody that maybe has not been having your best interest in mind, right? Like you've had their best interest in mind, but they don't have your best interest in mind. And so your angels or guides might be showing that to you so that you don't unnecessarily sacrifice or delay your plans or postpone plans, or you be, oh, I can't do that because of this person or that person. No, your angels and guides are like, look, here's your green light to go do you. Here's your green light to go do your thing, because here's the truth of the situation. So yes, it's like something not going the way that you had hoped, but it feels to me more like a truth being revealed. And that makes sense to me because of this solar eclipse in Scorpio, new moon in Scorpio. So I feel like things are being revealed to you. The next card coming up here for the Taurus collective is the Seven of Wands. So when this happens, you might be dealing with a person who's like trying to explain it, or like begging for your forgiveness, or I can explain it. It's not like that. It's not what you think. And Seven of Wands to me is like, just kind of stand your ground. You don't need to really get into conversations about it or debate about it. It's just kind of like, look, it's done. I know what I know. I'm not going to go round and round with you about this. Like, it's not open for discussion. So you may be shutting this down. Like, look, I know what I know. It's not open for discussion. Now, another way these cards could be coming up, Five of Cups, you may be changing direction. You may have seen that a situation's not going the way that you had hoped, or something isn't going to work out, so you may be changing course. There may be people around you who are trying really hard to convince you not to make those steps, or take those steps, or take those decisions. And a lot of the times it's because they want you to do what's going to benefit them. So Seven of Wands is like, again, you don't need to get into debates with anybody. You don't need to try to convince anybody of, why you know what you know, or why you're doing what you're doing, but just kind of quietly stay on course. You don't need to feel like you need to defend or explain things. This is also a card for me that comes up to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you may be moving forward, you may be making some progress. Maybe for some of you, maybe you put something out in terms of work and you didn't get as many hits back as you thought you were going to, or you didn't get the response you thought you were going to, and now you're like, well, maybe I should revamp it, maybe I should tweak it, maybe I should just go back to the drawing board. And this is saying, no, don't you do that. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Right now is not the time to be a maverick. Right now is not the time to take big risks or make huge changes. Just stay the course. You're on the right track, you're on the right path. Right now is not the time to be extra, right? Maybe you didn't get as fast results as you wanted, or as fast as a response as you would like or hope for, but Seven of Wands is saying you're on the right track. Just keep with it. Just keep with it. You're going in the right direction. The next card coming up here for the Taurus collective is the Seven of Pentacles. Now we have 7 repeating twice. So 7 is being emphasized. And 7... I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. Okay. I'm not going to show you what the last card is yet. However, it is a 7. Because I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, what if the last card also is 7? Then 7 is really being emphasized. And I peeked. I had to peek. I had to know. I'm psychic, but I'm not that psychic, to know what the card was without turning it over. And sure enough, I was like, I had a feeling it was a 7 though. And it is. I'm not going to tell you what the last card is yet, but it's 7. So I can tell you right now, 777. Some of you are like, ooh, lucky numbers, play the slots. That could be the case for some of you. But 7 is being emphasized big time in your reading, Taurus, for this week. So 7 is the number that comes up that's basically saying your angels and guides are sending you messages right now by way of your gut, by way of your intuition. And it's really important that you start listening to that intuition. The same way that with this 5 of Cups, I talked about a truth being revealed where you're like, I expected better I expected better from you, right? I expected better from you than that. Like, this is so disappointing. But when this truth is revealed, or this thing doesn't pan out, I feel like 90% of you, maybe even more, are going to be like, oh, God, I had a feeling. I knew it. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew they were up to something, or I knew they weren't being honest with me, or, oh, I knew things weren't adding up. Like, I feel like there's a part of you that when this thing is revealed, you're like, I knew that though. Like, I had a feeling. I knew it. And so 7 is being repeated here 3 times. Like, listen to your intuition. Your gut knows. Your intuition has figured out what's going on before your eyes have been able to see the pieces of the puzzle. Your gut has felt through it. And I've given this example before, and I'm going to give it again right now. This little nature animal fact blew me away the first time I heard it. And I just thought it was and insane. It was intense because I was living in Florida at the time, and I was seeing alligators all around the freeway, and like just like driving through places. I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's like alligators on like the side of the road. And that to me was crazy. And then I thought, oh, what happens to the alligators when there's a hurricane? So I started looking into that. Apparently, and this blew my mind, apparently what right before the hurricane comes, there's like a certain like drop in the air pressure. There's like a certain calmness. It's like the phrase is like the calm before the storm. There's like a certain calmness in like the atmosphere. When that happens, the alligators pick up on it and they're like, oh, trouble's brewing, something's coming, something's not right. And they bury themselves in the mud. Like they bury themselves in the marsh or in the mud, and they just kind of hunker down and take shelter until the storm comes and passes. That's an instinctual thing, right? Like that's something in their gut. That's something that they just feel or they sense that the divine has put in them to survive and to keep safe and to protect themselves. We all have this inner compass. We all have this inner intuition, right? It's the part of us that helps us in our survival, right? And so your gut feels and senses what your eyes haven't seen yet. Those alligators, they don't feel raindrops falling from the sky when they do this. They don't see lightning and thunder. They don't see clouds forming in the sky. It's perfect, clear, perfect calm, right? There's no visible sign of trouble, but their gut is like something in the air doesn't feel right, time to hunker down. So we all have that. And so 7 is being emphasized here in your reading, Taurus. Listen to your gut. Your intuition knows. Your gut knows. Your gut knows what physically hasn't revealed itself to you yet. 7 of Pentacles is your hard work is going to pay off. You know, you're doing the right thing. You're planting the right seeds. But this is not going to be an overnight process. It is growing. It is developing. It is, going to grow over time. And you need to allow for that time to pass. Don't tire yourself out. Don't exhaust yourself thinking that, well, if I keep poking at this, if I keep working this, then it's going to give me results faster. That's not the case. If you plant a seed and you go out and you water it 10 times a day because you think if I water it 10 times a day, it's going to grow faster, you're going to stifle it. You're going to drown the poor little seed, and it's not going to have a chance to grow. So pull back here for a little bit. Take it easy, right? Like I said, this is not the time to be extra. The next card that's coming up here, the 7 reveal, is the Chariot, Major Arcana. So as I've said in the videos before, Major Arcana cards come up when it's a significant new chapter. It's a significant defining time or defining moment in our life. And so even though I'm reading here with the intention or setting the intention of a 7-day period of time, Major Arcana card energy is going to last a lot longer than 7 days. Okay? And so things happening in the week ahead or in the next 7 days may be setting a series of events in motion directly connected to the Chariot. Now, the Chariot comes in with the feeling sometimes of like getting to safety. So for some of you, there could be where you're like, this isn't my place, this isn't my people, this isn't my circle, I don't want to be here anymore. So you may be making some kind of shift. You may be leaving a job, you may be leaving a living situation, you may be leaving a certain city, you may be leaving a certain state. There could be like physical movement in this way. But the Chariot is also a card about independence and choosing your path, like making a choice, making a decision. Some of you have heard me reference this card and say that it makes me think of the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And when he said, once we make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Now, I do feel Spirit is revealing a truth to you. So after this truth occurs, some of you are going to be like, okay, all right, well, thank you for showing me what wasn't for me. Please open the door now and show me like what you want me to do. and you're like waiting for the spirit to open the next door, for your angels to open the next door. Unfortunately, in this situation, your angels and guides don't have permission to choose the door for you, because they don't have permission in this instance to override your free will. But they're on standby to give you support. Once you choose the door, they can help you get it open, they can help you walk through it. They just can't choose the door for you. And so with this Chariot card, I feel here innately there's something else already you've been wanting to do, but you've been holding back. You've been holding back because you're like, well, I'm going to be here for this person, or I'm going to be here for this situation. And I feel like it's just being revealed to you, stop holding back for this person. Stop holding back for this situation and go do what you've been wanting to do, because you're making an unnecessary sacrifice. And we can't wait any longer, and we can't watch this happening any longer, because it's not fair to you, it's not right, and you need to know the truth. And maybe your angels and guides are like, we had to wait until we knew you were ready to know the truth, because maybe before this, Taurus, you weren't ready to know the truth. Maybe it would have been too devastating, or maybe you just would not be able to process the truth about this person or situation. So I feel, Taurus, you've been making an unnecessary sacrifice. And you've been hustling and grinding and burning the candle at both ends. And there's an easier way. And the easier way is being shown to you. But it is up to you to choose. Okay, I'm going to let myself have what I want. I'm going to let myself go in the direction that I want to go in. And then your angels and guides can support you in that process, in that journey. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a link in the description to schedule private readings. It will take you to calendly.com/amethystdangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for October are linked in the description. I am working on the November love readings, the 2023 forecast, all that good stuff. You'll be seeing all that pop up. So make sure you're subscribed and that you hit the notification bell so that you get the notifications when all the new videos post. And come back tomorrow and check out the daily message I post on the channel, the card of the day. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my dears.